Welcome to the Start Your Day Positive podcast, your feel-good way to start the day. Hey, I'm Sara.
I'm Len, starting a new week along with you, coming off of Easter, and I hope your spirit is full and your belly is full as we start a brand new week. Hey, over the weekend, you saw that movie, Hail Mary, yes?
Oh, my goodness. I saw it. And you know what? I thought I would give a review a little bit later in the episode today. I know everyone's making a big buzz about this, so I'm excited to share what I thought.
Yeah, I want to hear your review of the movie. And also, I ran across something very interesting. Did it seem like it was a long movie to you?
It was almost 3 hours, I think.
Okay. So I want to share something that I found about why movies are getting longer and longer. And is that a good thing for the movie? So I ran into something on that I want to talk about.
All right. Well, let's get into it. But first, how about we start today with a positive thought? This one's a little bit different. One of my favorite authors is Bob Goff. I love his books. But he once said, find someone you think is wrong, someone you disagree with, someone who isn't like you at all, and decide to love that person the way you want Jesus to love you.
That's great. That's a challenge, and that's something all of us should take seriously. That's beautiful. All right, well, a brand new week. Let's look at 3 things your friends and family might be talking about today.
Well, the Artemis II mission is in deep space, much closer to the moon than the Earth this morning. The 4 astronauts are in the Orion spacecraft approaching the moon. About 8 tonight will be their closest pass of the moon. Then the crew will slingshot around the backside of the moon, further from the Earth than any human has ever been. With all of the amazing technology, it's funny that the crew has run into more common issues than we face sometime on the Earth. Bathroom problems and email glitches have got them. Just hours into the Artemis II mission, the crew had to deal with a malfunctioning space toilet. Yes, I guess they didn't have Wyatt Works.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They should have called. They probably called our sponsor, Wyatt Works Plumbing.
So even in a multi-million-dollar spacecraft, it's still a thing to have toilet issues. They switched to backup options until it was fixed, and not long after that, they ran into another familiar issue. Microsoft Outlook wouldn't open.
So for that one, they probably told them, reboot, unplug it for 30 seconds, right? That's how you always fix your computer.
My goodness. I think I was reading the article about it, and whoever the astronaut was who was going through this like checklist of things, and they were going and saying like the toilet's not doing what it was supposed to do. And they were going back and forth, and Houston or wherever we're calling into finally was like, okay, we'll have to take a look at that. We'll get back to you. We got to move on to more pressing issues.
Yeah, for them maybe, but not for the astronauts.
And I was thinking, you're not the one in space without a toilet, okay?
That's just so funny because you think of that practically like that's one of the first things when you go to an event or something like, well, where are the restrooms, right?
So, I know.
So, yeah.
So
Isn't
wild.
It is something, though, and I try sometimes to close my eyes and just picture what that must feel like, knowing you're floating so far away from the Earth. It makes you nervous to just think about, doesn't it?
Well, yes, I'm going to talk about it too because I'm really thinking about it because I saw Project Hail Mary this past weekend, and I'll talk about that later. But there's a lot of space movies and talk going on right now.
Yeah. Okay. We'll look forward to that. Well, if you saw the news on April Fool's Day that the world's oldest land animal had passed away, good news. It's not true. Jonathan, the 193-year-old tortoise who lives on the island of St. Helena, is still alive and slowly doing his thing. The story spread quickly online, but officials confirmed it was a hoax. In fact, they even shared a fresh photo of Jonathan just casually walking around his home. He's believed to have been alive since the early 1800s, outlasting world wars and empires, and now even internet rumors.
Isn't it wild that there is a 193-year-old turtle living? So I was trying to think, like, 193 years ago. So what? Putting that to a time frame with like names and people we know who would have been like alive early 1800s. Who would have that Who would have
Well,
been
it's
around?
Before the Civil War. I don't know when Abe Lincoln was born, but I mean, he was a kid or a teenager or something
Before
at
the
this time.
Civil War. That's wild.
Yeah, so
And
it is pretty amazing.
You know what's crazy is?
What's
so
that?
it all started from a tweet from what they thought was the veterinarian of the turtle, but it turns out someone was faking being the veterinarian. But the hoax even caught the BBC, and major news outlets reported on this, which, begs the question we really need to, figure out how to not be fooled. Because I see so many times, and I never know what to do. Here's the question. I never know what to do when I see people share things on Facebook that they think is true, but it's I know for a fact.
It's not.
Like someone shared something recently of Gwen Stefani and her husband, who's that country singer who I can't remember his name right now.
No, I can't either. It's ridiculous. Blake Shelton.
So they they shared a picture of them and all this stuff,
Yeah.
and it was obviously AI.
Right.
And I didn't. And someone had commented, "I think this is AI," and they wrote back, "This is true." And they were arguing. I'm like, "Oh, it's definitely AI." But I'm like, I'm not the person to comment that. But I feel bad.
Yeah.
Seeing all of this and people getting tricked to thinking it's real.
Yep. You have to, though. You have to message him if you can direct message or personal message. I do. I think you do it like this so you don't make him feel too bad. You can say, I saw this too, and I was thinking, could this be true? So I looked into it, and it's not. So that way, you kind of make it seem like you could have been gullible
That's
too.
true. That's a good way to do it. I would never comment on the post.
No.
I feel like that's too much. I don't want to make people feel bad. But that's a good way to do it.
And let me go back to this turtle, if you don't mind. 193 years old, and he violates all the things we're supposed to do for longevity. He hardly exercises, right? He just kind of slowly walks around. So he doesn't exercise
What is
very
a
much.
turtle supposed to do? It's a turtle.
Apparently, you could be healthy and just sit around.
For a turtle? What do you want him to go do, jumping jacks?
Yes. It's just interesting that that anything could live that long.
I've never heard of anything living that long. That's why it totally threw me. Crazy. Well, moving out for the first time, you're probably not taking everything with you, and you're definitely not alone. A new survey found Americans leave behind about 42% of their belongings when they move out. Most take just over half of their stuff, leaving boxes at their parents' house. And here's the funny part. About a quarter say they have no plans to ever come back for it.
Okay, you need to pay attention to this because I have 3 daughters. They've all moved out. 2 of them are married, and we still probably have that 42% that this article talks about in boxes and stuff. We really do.
I believe it. And they're probably not coming back for it. My daughter moves out this week, my oldest daughter. So there's all kinds of boxes. Donations have already started. And our basement is filled with stuff because she's been, I'm going to save this for when I move out, or I don't want to give this. It's hard to part with things sometimes, but you realize how much you accumulate throughout the years.
You excited? Are you helping her kind of get arranged at the place she's,
Yes. It's exciting and so many emotions going at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And, at the same time, we're trying to find her certain things. Like she needs a couch and, so we're, looking at all of that stuff, and it's fun. I cannot believe she's moving out and getting married soon.
No, it's good. It's a big transition for you guys. I remember, you and I have worked together for over 10 years, so I can remember what college and, all that. So can she get a job after college? And so it's just all part of it.
A cup of coffee, a thankful heart, a brand new day, positive with Len and Sarah.
So my husband and I went on vacation a couple weeks ago, and the place we stayed at had an adjustable bed. Have you ever slept in an adjustable bed? It was really comfortable. And I've got to tell you, we both kind of liked the whole adjustable bed thing. So we got home and we're talking last night about it. And I'm like, well, you know who has adjustable beds at really great prices? Northeast Factory Direct. They have adjustable beds too. I don't know. It might be the next purchase for us. We've reached the adjustable bed stage, maybe. I don't know. But the kids are moving out. My oldest daughter's moving out. It's a new season.
Yeah.
I'm admitting adjustable beds are comfortable.
Don't they always say that, if you break a day up into 24 hours, roughly a third of your day is spent sleeping in bed. So it makes sense.
Oh.
It makes sense.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. And they have a lot of mattress options at Northeast Factory Direct, too. I don't know if everyone realizes they have furniture, they have outdoor furniture, all of that kind of stuff. But they also have mattresses. They even have organic mattresses, all different kinds and sizes and all that good stuff. But the adjustable beds are really great prices. So who knows? You know how I am. That might be in the future here soon.
But, the good part is the way it's such a relaxed shopping atmosphere, and you demonstrated it last time we were there to meet with them. You would take a flying leap onto all the beds. So you should try out the beds, the mattresses. Go to any Northeast Factory Direct location and see for yourself. Cleveland and Euclid and Macedonia and North Canton. Find out the nearest location to you at northeastfactorydirect.com.
3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis II now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
It has been so interesting. It has been so fascinating. It's been so much fun to follow the astronauts on this Artemis II mission. And what's interesting as you listen to them talk, one of the most powerful things about space travel is perspective. When astronauts look back at the Earth, they don't see borders and they don't see divisions and they don't see conflict. They see one planet, a beautiful planet that's fragile and it's shared by all of us. One of the astronauts is Victor Glover, and he has talked about his faith before. He's very open about that and how that shapes the way he sees the world. He's even taken time when he was orbiting the Earth to worship. And it was great. A few days ago, approaching Easter, he took time to share a message. And I thought it was great. I thought it really hit home. It was about unity. It was about gratitude. And it was about remembering that this world that we're on is a gift that we all share together. I thought it was great. Here's astronaut Victor Glover.
As we are so far from Earth and looking back at, the beauty of creation, I think for me, one of the really important personal perspectives that I have up here is I can really see Earth as one thing. And, when I read the Bible and I look at all of the amazing things that were done for us who were created, it's you have this amazing place, this spaceship. You guys are talking to us because we're in a spaceship really far from Earth, but you're on a spaceship called Earth that was created to give us a place to live in the universe, in the cosmos. Maybe the distance we are from you makes you think what we're doing is special, but we're the same distance from you, and I'm trying to tell you, just trust me, you are special. In all of this emptiness, this is a whole bunch of nothing, this thing we call the universe. You have this oasis, this beautiful place that we get to exist together. I think as we go into Easter Sunday, thinking about, all the cultures all around the world, whether you celebrate it or not, whether you believe in God or not, this is an opportunity for us to remember where we are, who we are, and that we are the same thing and that we got to get through this together.
Amen, Victor.
Oh, I just love listening to Len and Sara, and it helps me get in the right spirits when I go to work in the morning.
Whoa, tick-tock, woo, time goes so fast. It happened today, let's remember.
Today is April the 6th, your Monday morning, and let's take a minute and go back in time and see what happened on this date in history.
Well, going back to 1896, the first modern Olympic Games officially opened in Athens, Greece, reviving a tradition that had been dormant for nearly 1,500 years. 14 nations participated, and the United States won most of the first place prizes.
Right.
It was interesting because I don't think they had gold medals then. That wasn't a thing. So I think first place got silver medals.
Yeah, silver medals, and there was only a runner-up then. They got a bronze medal, so you're right about that.
But no women competed because it was all men, and they didn't have women until like the 1900 Olympics in Paris.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you what. I'm glad they brought the Olympics back, though. I was looking into the ancient Olympics that were taking place a couple of thousand years earlier than that. They would have been interesting if they televised the events, because a lot of people don't realize this, but in almost every event except equestrian, in almost every event, the men participated in the nude.
This was in like way, way back, like 3,000 years ago.
Yeah, in the original, that's what I was saying. Yeah, in the original Olympics in Greece, yes, the male participants participated in the nude. It was just a normal thing. They wanted to celebrate the human body, and so that's what they did.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
They also had things like chariot racing was a huge deal. And it wasn't just sports, I don't think. I think they had artists and poets and philosophers would gather too. It was like a big cultural event. It wasn't just for athletes.
Yeah, chariot racing, that was like the pinnacle. That was the coolest thing. It'd be almost like NASCAR in the Olympics, except it was
But you know what? I think back to the men competing and they were naked.
Yeah.
I don't think women were allowed to attend.
Oh, okay.
To my understanding, male athletes competed without clothing, but no women were allowed to attend. It was just a man thing.
Okay, because I don't even want to form a mind's eye picture, because after watching the Olympics, now obviously this was not the Winter Olympics.
No, they're in Greece. It's very hot. We were there last summer.
Right.
It's very hot in Greece.
So this was just the Summer Games. But even then, you don't want to name an event. And you just don't want to picture that.
No, because I'm sure they had all kinds of crazy events back then, and it's just funny. But going back to the one we were originally talking about, like the first modern Olympics that I said back in 1896.
Yeah.
Do you know they used to have an event? This one might not have been at the first and like later early Olympics, but they used to have things like tug of war. And tennis was played in long pants and dress shirts.
Yeah.
Tug of war. Isn't that crazy?
I like tug of war. I mean, because you would really get into rooting for your team in tug of war.
I know.
It
is kind of fun.
That's a fun one to think about.
Well, going back to 1974, today was the day the group ABBA really took off. They won an international talent search competition with the song Waterloo. The rest is history, selling over 400 million records. They rank in the top 10 of all time. The top song, Dancing Queen, has been streamed an estimated 2 billion times.
That's something. I don't think people really realize how big ABBA is. You can almost, not quite, but you can almost mention ABBA in the same breath as the Beatles, Elvis, and Michael Jackson.
I agree. My family loves ABBA. My youngest daughter, Reagan, loves ABBA. She's just always loved their music. And I mean, it's good. I really like it too. By the way, there is a Netflix documentary that came out not too long ago. If you're an ABBA fan, it's like the 50th anniversary. Really interesting just to see their story. I had never heard it before, and it walks through when they won that contest and all of that.
All right, I will do this. I will take you and your daughter Reagan. Does he like ABBA, your husband?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. I will take
he does.
you, Russ, and Reagan to the next big ABBA cover band concert.
Oh, no, you're going to ask me a trivia question. I'm not the trivia person.
If you can tell me where ABBA got its name, ABBA.
I should know this.
You should. Okay, so that's your question. Keep in mind, tickets on the line to the next big ABBA cover band. And with ticket service charges, that's a lot.
Well, I did watch that documentary.
Oh, no.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think it has to do with their names. It's like the first letter of each of their names.
Goodness, I can't believe it. I thought you would have thought that would deal with like letters on the musical scale or something like that. ABBA. Yeah, Agnetha, Bjorn, Benny, Annie. That makes up the group. ABBA. Congratulations.
I got it. See, my documentary watching paid off for once.
Yeah, well, now everyone knows. And now
I'm a dancing queen.
I want to take just a moment during the podcast and talk about an issue that I know is affecting a lot of people that are listening. It is the cost of health care. Article just popped up in USA Today, and the headline caught my attention. It says rising health costs push some middle-aged adults to skip the doc until Medicare. This is a reality. The Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, the subsidies that were helping many people get insurance that they could barely afford, have run out, and that has raised the cost of insurance for many people hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and it's just made it a no-go. What do you do in that situation? I'm so happy to tell you about our podcast sponsor. It's a ministry, Liberty Healthcare. Are you in a situation where you don't have health insurance benefits, or it's just costing you a fortune, just too expensive for the coverage? I want to introduce you to Liberty. It's not insurance, it's different. It's a Christian organization where members share the cost of each other's healthcare needs with an affordable monthly contribution. And it's growing so quickly in popularity for a number of reasons. First of all, there's the reality of the cost aspect. Secondly, it's just wonderful. You have so many choices. You can choose your doctor. You can choose your provider. It's never an issue. If you're looking for affordable health care, or you know someone who's paying a crazy amount right now, Liberty HealthShare might be the answer you've been praying for. They're our podcast sponsor. They're doing a wonderful job. Why don't you give them a call? The website to get more information is libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org.
So my whole family went to the movies this weekend, and it's been a long time, I should say, since we all went together. And I have to tell you, if you're looking for a movie that's just so good, whole family can watch together, you need to check out Project Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling. We told you about it in the podcast last week or so, but it's so good. It's one of those stories that just like pulls you in right away. There's a little mystery, a little humor, heart. Ryan Gosling is hilarious in it. And it kind of reminded me of one of those movies, like, remember when the new Top Gun came out? I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, however long that was. And everyone was just like, oh my gosh, it's just such a good movie. It's wholesome. Everyone can see it. This movie reminded me of that, but in different ways. It's not the same type of story, but it had all of those elements. Friendship, problem solving. This, was in space with science. I'm telling you, it's good for older kids, teens, adults. It's just one of those movies that everyone can watch and feel good about.
Well, you're not alone. Like we talked about, the critics give it big ratings. Sometimes the critics don't give popular movies a big rating, just moviegoers do. But they're giving it like a 95, and moviegoers are giving it a 96. And so you always wonder about the ones that didn't give it a high rating like that. Like, why is it not 100?
I know, like what? Like what? I'm going to be shocked if Ryan Gosling doesn't get an Oscar nomination.
Wow, that's good to hear.
For his acting in this.
Yeah, we're going to go see
it's
it. Yeah.
So good. I would watch it again.
I like that.
And it was almost 3 hours. It was a long movie, but it didn't feel like it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. It runs 2 hours and 36 minutes. That's how long
Okay,
it runs.
that's what it was. Yeah. So by the time you watch like the previews and everything,
yeah,
you're in there like 3
hours easy, like a whole NFL football game is about the length of that. So if you feel like movies are getting longer, you're not alone. I ran across something that was interesting. Movies average about an hour 54 today, and just a couple of decades ago it was an hour 46. They've grown by about 10 to 15 minutes on average. But the big budget movies, they're all over 2 hours. They're all over 2 hours. In the 80s, just 14% of movies ran 2 hours. Today, almost all big movies run that long. So is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because people always go, they're so long now. Well, the interesting part is with longer movies, audiences are showing up. And actually, a survey of audiences say they're excited about it because they want it to feel like it's an event, like a commitment. They don't want it just to come and go quickly.
I totally get that. I posted something on my Facebook page after we watched it because I was so excited to share. And someone posted, I can't wait to see it, but I'm so spoiled to be able to watch shows at home and take bathroom breaks. Maybe we should just wait till it's streaming. And then myself and 3 other people commented underneath of it, no, this is one you definitely have to see on the big screen. And everybody agreed. There's just some movies where seeing it in the theater just hits different.
It does.
You know what I mean?
Well, I do. I would argue to say any movie that you really want to see, it's worth seeing on the big screen. The experience is just different. The sound, the popcorn.
Yeah.
The popcorn.
Yeah.
Do you guys, by the way, does your popcorn last for the whole movie, or do you eat half of it during the previews?
Well, we ate half of it during the previews because my husband always gets nervous when you aren't able to reserve the seats. So we get there so early to get good seats because we go to a place that doesn't always do that. So by the time the previews were done and we had sat there a while, half the popcorn was gone.
Okay.
But it was so good.
If you're interested, just to show you how long movies really do play well, in the 80s, the average movie length was an hour 46. Now, here's the top 5 movies in domestic box office and how long they were. Number 1, Star Wars Force Awakens, 2 hours and 18 minutes. Avengers Endgame, 3 hours and a minute.
Oh, wow.
Spider-Man No Way Home was 2:28. Avatar, 2:42. And even Top Gun Maverick was 2 hours and 11 minutes.
Interesting.
A couple of...
Well, if you think about it, it's hard to tell a really compelling story in an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think that's right. Titanic was 3 hours and 14 minutes.
Was it really?
And get this.
Wow.
And this movie still is considered, when you adjust for inflation, the biggest box office movie of all time. Gone with the Wind, 3 hours and 58 minutes.
I was just going to ask, how long was that movie? Because I remember my grandma having it, and it was 2 VHS tapes. You had to put the other VHS tape
That's
in.
a long movie.
It was almost 4 hours?
Yeah, 3 hours and 58 minutes, Gone with the Wind. Apparently people love the longer movies, and I think I do too.
Wow, that's crazy.
You know, let me say this, though, about myself. I'm going to brag about myself for a minute, okay? Okay. If we run out of popcorn in a movie, I will make the free refill run during the movie.
I didn't even know they did refills till you told me that.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
That's so funny. Well, thank you so much for listening today. Hope you have an awesome Monday. And if you're loving the podcast, please tell your friends, share it with one friend today, at least one friend. Spread the word that this is the feel-good way to start your day, and we will be right back here tomorrow. New episodes every weekday.
We wrap every podcast with a brief prayer to start your day. Let's do that now. It's a brand new week. Heavenly Father, thank you for new starts. We picture that big reset button, and so this is our opportunity to reset, make sure that we're walking on the right course and doing the right things to honor you and to be a blessing to others. And so, new beginnings today, and we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.